What's up, everybody? This is a poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at the hand history from Nikos. Nikos played the 44 bounty stack, one of the tougher tournaments on GG. It's tough to sell, it's a little bit tougher to play. Like the 54 main event, which is 1 hour later, is a lot softer and a lot like better value. This one has a smaller guarantee. Feel is like a little bit tougher. So he played it, he won it, and let's see how he did it. First hand, start with the church. Three bet, fold, okay. Second
Notice the
hand,
size is a smidge bigger because we're so deep. I like.
Mhm.
yeah.
But it's also the guy didn't open big enough too, right? Like a min
He opened
open.
off two. Yeah, he opened off
Yeah.
two. Alright, we get a three bet.
We get a little set here. How do you proceed? What kind of size? You gotta go big, here,
It's
right?
pretty dynamic. I'm going
At
like
least
75.
half.
Yeah, that's my answer, Danny. Half or 75%, somewhere in that neighborhood.
You went small. What do you think
It,
the machine says? This tag that,
At
it's
this
locked.
stacked up, you got to get the money in, man.
It's locked up equity. You want to get check raised here.
Yeah, but not that small. Like, I mean, yeah, you're right. There's locked up equity, but I still just think it's tiny, especially at this stack depth. Like, I don't think we should take like 30 big blind heuristics and apply them to 200.
Uh, how big? How big would you
What do you
want
wanna get check
play?
raised by, Pete?
A
King
heart
queen?
draw, right? We want to play for stacks. So
Would he not check raise that versus half pot too, though?
it's
Oh
even
my
small.
the
God,
bigger
machine
the
likes
size
it.
you use, the less he's going to check raise it.
So
You
it's
want to
not,
get check
Yeah.
raised here.
10%?
Yeah, I have no idea. I find that wild, but
So it did go small, is what we saw.
Yeah.
yeah, it went small.
It's because you unblock the hearts. If you had like nines with the 9 of hearts here, you would want to go bigger because you're going to get check raised less.
Alright,
Louis,
also
can
have
cool.
a
you
bit
do
of a
us a favor
heuristic.
and click that strategy? And then
Yeah,
we
I
can
also have a
talk
bit of
about
a
it more.
heuristic that like second set is a good big bet hand in a lot of spots because you unblock top pair. So like he just is just not folding like king queen in particular, to like basically any size.
Can you go to the flop,
Uh,
Louis? For our whole range, I mean.
And even
yeah,
like
dude,
there's so
that's
many hands, like it's so easy to imagine like pair plus gutter. Like is he supposed to fold 10-9 here? Like that's hard to imagine, you know?
pretty interesting that it's going so small.
I know.
range betting.
But it might be the thing where like
So it's just range bet, so you know
I
what?
don't think I've ever seen a 10% bet at this SPR in a 3-bet pot.
right?
I don't
I
think I've
think,
ever
I
seen
think
it at
Pete's,
100.
I think Pete's heuristics probably right. Like you're trying to build a pot, so you do kinda wanna get check raised here.
I think there's a problem that we don't have queen 10, but he does. Louis, can you look at king jack 8 on the flop?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you separate it and and unlock the equity, so like remove queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, just change it to
There is
the
the
eight
locked up
eight of
equity. It's just
diamonds.
supposed to be
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
writing factor.
Yeah.
I still figured like value is
Yeah,
just
it's a big
good
deal
enough
here, apparently.
to go for value, like big value.
This
Thick,
is one of
thick
the fun
value.
things about reviewing a run of someone who we're not beholden to. They didn't ask us to review it, right? So we, we can kinda just like screw around and deep dive some of this stuff and not worry too much about getting
No
lost.
Yeah,
checking.
all of a sudden it picked up a bunch of 50% bets there.
Yeah,
So
so because the queen ten's no longer a threat, a direct threat, we kind of size up a smidge, but, pretty interesting, pretty, I'd like to hear his thoughts on that to see if it's as dialed in with the solver, or if it's just like, you know, a puncher's chance that he got it with a small bet.
a big spot. What a ridiculous spot.
Dude, this is sick. This is sickening. What did
Oh,
he do?
there's a
Hey,
GTO call. Like
we
you call
kinda
this in
like,
GTO, but it's third.
what happened on the turn? Like, we kinda like went light speed through the
We
turn
went
here.
75%,
75% was good.
and the solver likes it.
Okay, good. That makes sense to me.
Hmm.
And then you get donk
And bro, donk spot.
blasted. Donk blasted.
I'ma call this.
Okay, so like, what What, alright, so what's the bluff? What's the bluff first off,
Ace five
and
of
what are you
hearts.
beating?
Yeah, it's definitely like the bluff is definitely ace five of hearts or whatever.
Yeah, it could be like queen eight of hearts sometimes maybe, or queen nine of hearts could do
Yeah.
this, I guess.
10 9 of hearts. Oh wait, oops.
Ugh,
Ace
maybe
10
I'm
of
not
hearts.
gonna,
Oops.
this is
Nope.
a really tough
Do
spot.
people bluff pot here really in real
No, they
life?
really
That's my
don't, do
thinking.
they?
I,
They
I'm
really
out.
don't.
it's my thinking. That's
Yeah.
kinda,
I'm out.
that's kinda where I'm at, like.
Alright, I need to see the villain. It's so villain dependent here.
Well, all you get is 535.
535,
Like which two
Mr.
pairs
Fu-
gonna bet half pot or something, right? Like if that.
let's
If out of
fold.
position, I'll probably block bet two pair. So I mean, I'm out.
Dude,
You're
what
only
does he
beating
do?
bluffs.
I don't think you can fold this.
I can.
Name a hand that you beat that's doing this for
What's
value,
he
Louis.
turning into a bluff?
I think he
Besides
folds the
hearts, like,
10 like half of the time. Right?
he
We
needs to,
agree? He has a 10, 50% of the time. Sure. But
yeah, no, if he's
only
only
33%
bluffing hearts, we have to
pot.
fold. If he's only bluffing hearts, we have to fold, I think. He needs to have more.
No,
There's gotta be
we
more.
were
and he
getting
doesn't.
33% pot odds, man.
It's a
Here's
10
the
every
thing.
time.
Here's the
not
thing, we
enough.
both have,
It's two heart combos and a 10 every, like 8 billion tens.
I
we
know.
both have a decent amount of ten, so I don't even think his bet size is probably isn't even a thing.
Right.
Cause he
Oh,
wants to be
like-
able to protect his
we
thinner
have,
value with the nuts. So the nuts aren't gonna go this big because his thinner value can't go this big.
Right,
we
he's
have
probably
definitely
supposed to block.
departed from theory. We have definitely departed from theory, okay? Like, you can't even like try to analyze it from that lens. It's just
Oh,
like,
Look at this. What do you think Nikos is gonna do?
I think he folds. I'm
Yeah, he
folding.
folds.
I'm
Yeah.
folding. I'm folding. I don't care.
Yeah, I
That's a good
folded.
fold.
Snap
We'll
folding.
never know.
Folding so fast.
Yeah.
I like the folds.
What stakes would it have to be for you to wanna call?
None.
Maybe
It's not the
like,
stake. It's the
maybe
it's
$2?
an individual player reading.
$1.
I need that the individual player is like capable of over bluffing in this spot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cause like I think like in 215s, people are not just like jamming
$2
6-2 pot. Like
tournaments or
it's not
something. Some
it's not a
guy
thing.
who's just gonna make like,
it's just so difficult to show up with a bluff after calling the turn there. He would have to be doing some pretty ambitious floating.
Including some like you gotta turn single pairs into bluffs. You might even turn
Or-
like bottom
yeah.
2 pair into bluffs, like 9-8. Can that bluff? I don't know.
Right, I don't know, but he would have to find stuff like that, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's gotta
exactly.
be. Yeah,
I agree.
And they would probably actually want us to have hearts, so maybe they don't even want hearts in their hand to bluff there, right?
I don't think they
Yeah,
make a
it's
very
not
compelling
ideal,
bluff,
but
yeah.
but it is still like a low equity hand at that point. So like, it's a competing thing.
Dude's potting it. I don't know if that's a thing either, but I'm out.
What is going on in this tournament? Who are these
dude.
people?
Dude, the
This is a
44
hot
is the
buy-in
special
too,
one,
right?
man. I like this tournament a
What?
lot.
Dude, this is how the first levels of this tournament usually play. Like, it's
Oh my
ridiculous. If you,
God.
and it's like, I don't know what the heck you do here. Like, you have direct outs to the nuts pretty much. So like,
Folding.
you're probably
You fold.
supposed to continue something. Oh, well, there's,
Fold.
It's not
yeah, you're
folding.
folding. You're folding for sure. I'm
So
folding.
fold.
It's just a ridiculous spot though. It's like not a thing.
It's annoying. It's very annoying to get those spots
Yeah,
continuously.
but I, you know how I stopped getting annoyed at that? I'm like, they're just like exploiting themselves. They're just letting me off the hook. If they really have such a good hand, they're losing money by doing that dumb shit.
Right. It's the reciprocality. Like they're not getting paid if this is how they play their value, but you get paid when you have your value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
minimizing your
if they
losses.
pot it there and you only
maximizing your
continue
wins.
with a straight, then they're probably printing.
Well, I'm gonna call sets on the turn because I could still.
Yeah,
get-
exactly. You have lots of outs with the set. Yeah.
Especially like if I have a set with some, well, I guess I can't have a redraw, but just to the boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say your set is a redraw.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't bet small here.
Medium.
What happened on flop?
Yeah, I don't know.
3.5,
Open
That's
call, small call.
Yeah, I'd go like half
Turn
pot,
check.
little tiny bit better.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So he went small here, huh?
Yeah,
I'm going like a little over half pot or something, maybe half pot here.
I would have
somewhere in that.
done bigger as well.
Not like giga size or anything, but
I've
definitely
done
gonna
pretty big.
It wants you to go giga size.
giga.
We shouldn't really bet too much here. After we play call, and it's this board, right? So I guess it makes
Well, it's
sense to
betting
go
75%
polar.
of the time. It's mixing mostly.
Well,
bet.
obviously you're betting the fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh,
Captain
that's just his
Obvious.
hand, not the range, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't worked with the wizard in quite a while.
Mhm.
it's okay, Ken. We got you.
At the lizard.
I think you continue still.
No. Do you?
Uh,
It's blind versus blind,
You
bro.
don't
Maybe,
continue.
maybe you don't. Maybe
Did
I'm
he open
a
or limp
chippy
call?
viewer.
You gotta call
You
with a
limp
heart,
call.
right?
You
I
call
think
with
with a heart, Ken. I think with a heart.
That way your
Okay, see,
fives are cleaning out.
see, I'm not crazy. He calls.
what would you rather call with 4-5 or with 5-5 here?
4 or 5 for sure.
Yeah.
More outs.
4,
Oh, yeah,
5.
4-5's got more outs,
Yeah, I
right?
think you get to defend all of your like all three pairs before you defend these pockets. And so
Yeah.
I think
But
I
on
might,
Jack 9,
yeah.
we don't have to overfold quite as much, right?
Still pretty hard to fold a pair of heads up line versus blind on the flop, honestly. It's
Majority
foldable.
fold here.
Yeah.
If it's
Okay.
like ace, king 4, well, then we get the backdoor gutter.
When,
I don't know.
when you think of defending your range against a half pot bet, right? You start with all your jacks, then you go with all your nines, then you go with all your fours. By the time you get to like fives, and on this board, you're gonna have flush draws that you get to defend and straight draws that you get to defend. Fives are gonna be pretty low down in your range.
5 of hearts is probably still never folding though, right?
Yeah, it's gonna weather better than these two.
So you continue with the 5 of hearts because you can backdoor the flush or get a 5.
Yeah, and you
got
gotta clean
more-
out with your set.
You got more
Yeah,
equity.
And you can check and win, right? Future streets, but here's the problem, right?
I'm folding here.
If this is also the guy who pot bombed the other hand, like you might have a vision that this is coming.
The
Definitely
third
folding
thing
at this
about
point.
having a heart is that you block hearts from arriving if he has hearts.
Yeah.
So many good things about having a heart.
You get to live.
This is a good call.
Look at the big blind, he's short. It's
And a
PKO, right?
and a PKO not covering, it might fold. I don't know, but we see that when
think
you're not
it's-
covering, you're not as splashy.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
gotta
but
be
look
a
at the
good
big
call.
blind.
You're not folding. Folding
It's
would be,
Mixing.
it's mixing.
You gotta
actually.
have access to the big blind's bounty. He's short.
This would have also been a good 3-bet too. Right? Falls below the UTG1's range.
That's what I was thinking, Pete.
You bet this turn. I don't think so.
I bet small to try to buy river or check. I don't hate a check, honestly, cuz he doesn't really have many ace-5, but he's probably wide. He could have king-5 suited, right?
I like Ken's logic.
6-5 suited, king-5 suited.
He should
ace
still
five.
have all the overpairs too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is he checking a ton of overpairs? I guess he's checking
I'm
some. We
pure
don't have a lot.
checking this flop with all my overpairs.
It's like UTG1 though.
Yeah, exactly. You check everything.
Yeah. I guess you have to bet this one. Maybe like. Yeah, and it's tough though, because it's your worst 8, right? Like it's your worst, this is functionally your worst hand.
I'm a fan
I
of
would
the half pot
definitely
here.
check back here.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wanna check back and see what he does on river, what like
But-
UTG does on river.
we bet, we get it. This kind of board, I would bet big here. Half pot, well, half pot, maybe a little bit more.
It's 3-bet, I think. Wow,
Oh
he
my
goes,
god, he finds the tiny.
That's too small.
Is that a
Versus
thing
what-
again? If this is a thing again, I'm gonna lose it. I don't think it's a thing on this one.
Is this
Versus
Really
cut,
not.
button
team
cutoff, I think it's
low?
usually a
There's like a
smaller
lot of
C bet,
cut-
like third. If it's button versus EP on this kind of board, then that's usually a bigger bet. It's like a
This is
general
I don't
interesting.
really
heuristic.
wanna
Does
go
it always hold
10% with
true?
this.
Yeah, like
Okay,
that.
It looks like it wants to go more medium. Yeah, half pots is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Half
yeah,
pot's
I've seen that
good.
before. King Queen low is kind of like a medium texture. He has gut shots like Ace Jack, Ace 10, Jack 10. He
With the
has second best
flush
hands like King Jack, King 10, Queen Jack, Ace Queen, Queen 10.
I
So
really
like
do like that he's exploring these micro sizings in these like inflated pots. It's really kinda like, I like this kinda stuff.
I would
you
like this
induce
bet
this,
size
oh my
more
god.
on like King 8 deuce. Something just like super dry.
What do you do now? 22?
Did he check?
No,
Did he
you
check?
polar, you
Honestly,
You three
polarized.
bet
I
the
think
He
flop.
I
check
think
raised and got
this
and re-raised.
Yeah,
Right,
I
the
he
think
flop
just,
this
was three
back
bet.
depth is kind of a mistake of the flop sizing where we three bet so tiny. If we three bet just like another like 4 big blinds, then we have a nice jam here, and it's pretty nice to get the money in on the turn without a club in hand.
Machine wants to go.
I don't mind jamming here. Like, this is such a
Yeah.
dynamic board. I feel like, he's got calls
Yeah, I
that
just
have
wish the
like,
SPR was like 75% and not 100%.
was a bit cleaner, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should be jamming here.
Yeah,
like it.
definitely. Without my heuristic is without the flush card, especially just
Ace
get
of
the-
non
Clubs,
clubs
hearts.
and not hearts, yeah.
yeah.
Call.
Especially if you had like the king also not like if you had diamond spade, then that's just like mandatory jam. Then there's a lot of second best hands out there.
What do you think that clown was check raising our 10% bet to 30%
It would just be like a medium king. He could raise it with king jack.
ace
You know,
queen?
I think. Yeah.
So
Jack
one.
10, ace jack, ace 10. Like he could raise bluffs. He can raise like a king. Yeah.
People forget there's 90 chips behind. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna thin value raise king 10 here cuz you made it so small. Oh wait, now I have to play a turn in a river.
You got a fold here? Or do you need to call the church?
I would fold.
Yeah,
Fold.
You're not farming that much EV with a hero call there.
no diamond, so we're stuck in the sandwich.
Yeah, just manage the pot, try to show it down and win.
Easy game.
Big bet, we fold. Check. What kind of size do you use here? 50 big blind effective.
For small
could go-
blind, single
Jack
Broadway
6-4.
flop. Third
flush draw.
seems good.
You could go small, it's fine. You could size up a little bit, I don't think.
I
this
think
a
on
good spot?
double Broadway, you start to polarize more.
Is it a range bet against the small blind? This guy's a small blind, right? Yes, he is.
Not a range bet, but you still bet frequently.
What kind of size?
That's my guess for third. Third to half, like 30 or 60. I think it'll mix and you'll bet 70 to 80% of the time.
Yeah, holding the king or ace kicker here, you're gonna have some big sizing, so this is fine.
Do you bet again on the turn? When the queen,
Yeah, he shouldn't float a ton of queen X. He should be floating king X and ace X, so this is okay.
so
Yeah, just like queen 10 with a heart, right? Or like queen 10 of spades, which is unavailable now.
Yeah. And we
Okay.
hold the jack spades, so he's just really nerfed to a lot of like, small pockets and stuff like that.
He can have king queen as well, I guess, right?
Yeah.
No,
you
it's
check back this river?
check back for sure, yeah.
Ah, we got max value from a jack. Well played. Okay, this is getting a little bit out of hand, so 3-bet. Cold 4-bet. Or probably
Good night, Irene.
We are cooked.
the church.
Yeah.
Was
They just
cooked.
have hands.
Church is closed.
So limps, do you raise with this one or you just realize equity?
Pretty mandatory raise, I
raise.
think.
Yeah.
I think you start raising like all of your like suited 10x plus.
Yep.
Right?
Pretty much.
Would you not
And
raise
then
the
obviously
us
like
one more than this one? Or just good
well, you
enough?
raise on both sides, but actually I'm not
The offsuit
sure.
one will check back more.
Yeah, I think the offsuit one's not really I think this is mandatory. I don't think this is a mix.
Yeah, this is just too high up in your value range.
Yeah, and you get called by everything worse. I mean, it's like, he has king 10, king 9, king 8, all the way down to king 2 suited.
You also can call off a limp jam.
Yeah, you can, in theory at least.
Yeah.
Should you bet?
I'm not folding this hand, Tim. Try to make me.
Okay, you,
Little do you know, I only have aces when I limp jam.
Aw, man, I'm gonna get you anyway, it's fine.
Louis, can we see the preflop range? I think it's just like good for us to check on these because I'm finding, I don't know if you guys find the same thing. Accuracy blind v blind is a challenge. It's just like it's hard to remember what to do with your range and all these different depths.
I feel like whenever I look at a range, there's always some portion that it's like, oh, I've been missing that. Like,
Okay,
alright,
cool. So I basically
you're always improving, but.
I
yeah,
called it. It's suited to it's tens plus, suited tens plus. It's really trashy bluffs. 5x off, 4x off, 3x off, deuce x off. Okay.
Can you look
Some
what
suited
we're
garbage.
supposed to do when we get jammed? Or is it just an easy call then?
Oh, it's just a call. I mean, it's on the top of the range, so like the range is polarized for a reason.
we're pretty
I'm not
deep.
sure if
It's a call
Because like his
range.
jams, look, if they include 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3s, like you just have equity.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
but
don't have to
calls.
do this, if it's like deep in a tournament and 30 blinds is a lot, like, you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
fold
yeah.
probably,
that makes it a lot different there.
yeah,
Thanks, Louis.
but this is so early.
I think this is a spot where we don't need to c bet 100% of range, right? Even on a paired board.
Wow, it wants to check it out. Which
Yeah.
surprises
Oh,
me.
you already looked it up. Yep. Yeah, I called it. Yeah, I think he's just flooded with stuff around there. And like this hand doesn't really benefit from getting stuff to fold.
Yeah.
Like what are we getting to fold that we're really that excited about? Stuff that
We
we're
want a
out of.
diamond in our hand to bet.
Yeah, or
These
some
boards
interaction
are,
or it'd be better. Like if we had ace king, then we're getting more value because we get called by more like ace X and stuff.
Or a worse king, maybe, like,
Yeah, maybe.
with
Yeah,
straight
well,
interaction.
yeah,
blind versus
The
Alright.
blind,
middling
king high
boards
has showdown, so.
Yep,
are,
I agree.
are good
That's
for
a
the
bit of a
limp
mistake.
caller. Alright,
Oh,
chop
chop
it up.
that.
We had
Yeah.
him though.
Yeah, if we bet that flop, that could go south.
a little call here.
Yeah, he's just got a lot of like 10-8, 10-9, jack 8, 7-8.
So with this size, it's an easy fold. If he was betting like 1 or 1.5, would you call?
In the middle of a sandwich
Yeah.
without a flop.
Yeah, but we're not left to act.
One,
Otherwise-
1.5, say he bets really small.
Covering both, probably.
Okay,
Eh. You're not really, what are you gonna do? Hit your 10 and donk? Hope he bets again?
No, it check raise it.
here.
Hope,
I
so
would
hope he
bet.
bets river again after
Yep.
the 1.5 on the turn.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't know.
I mean, like our king high has some showdown too, right? Like it's our best unpaired hand.
Three-way, I think it's super thin. I would still fold, personally.
Well, that's like, yeah, it's a fold, but like if he bets 1 point whatever chips.
Yeah, no, that, I'm talking about that world.
You guys call a lot here or?
I prefer a 3-bet rather than call.
Yeah, 3 better fold.
Does he
Oh.
call?
He calls, you know, it's a PKO, he covers. It's a little
Okay.
bit high.
I mean,
but
I can see that being a thing.
Hmm.
I would rather
Looking at
3-bet the offsuit though.
Looking at the 98 in the big blind, I would probably just fold this hand.
Yeah, another, kind of another reason to 3-bet, maybe get that guy out, right? ISO the pot.
This is a check back to realize, right? Or you're just gonna bet again and go broke if they
Might be
jam. I
too
mean,
good.
obviously
would-
you're happy.
I would value bet here every time. Cause no river is really good for you. Unless it's a club, right?
Oh, lots of rivers are good.
It's unlikely
Or ace.
he, like, we would have heard from 2-pair on the flop often, right? So it's only if he has 6-4, 4 deuce. He turned a flush.
Yeah, well,
Probably beat Pippin any two, honestly.
he also
think we're in good
completed
shape a
straight,
lot.
right? Like 5-3 completed
5-3,
and 5-7 completed.
5-7.
This is a spot where I'd make it 10. 10
But
or
he has still 4-5, 6-7, 6-5.
Sure.
Dude, he probably has 8-2 off. Well, no, we would have raised that, but yeah, you would have heard from.
Yeah, like
Uh-oh.
here's the problem.
Oh, no.
Now you gotta get there, probably.
In
Of
a
course, he could be
spot
bluffing
where
too. He could be like on a king high, queen high, club draw, single club draw as well, maybe the redraw.
Whoa.
Dude, this
So-
is a blender of a spot.
It's
Yeah.
2x pot.
yeah, for sure.
I think you actually might fold. I don't know, dude.
Why would you fold this hand?
Okay, so what's his value range here? Okay, so
Give
he
him a
has a
range.
flush.
Put him on a range.
Yeah, exactly. So if he has a flush here, how much equity do you have? If he has a set here, how much equity do you have?
Sure.
Well, he's got
Like,
enough
yeah, I mean,
bluffs
against
too,
a
though.
theory range that has like king X of clubs and like 10-7
Bro,
with a single club, blah,
you-
blah, 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 blah.
He doesn't even have a like he doesn't even have the most obvious bluff because you have the card. Like your ace of clubs is actually pretty bad when he decides to go 2x pot here.
This is why I asked my
He-
question. Do I want to bet here or not? That's
Yeah, I
what I like
guess
to
you're
check
right.
back.
You know why? Cuz he's supposed to bluff his ace of clubs sometimes.
What if he just has 6-5, 5 of clubs? You know?
why
Everything
would he
I
go?
think-
Why would he go this size?
Nah, it makes a good call. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
a good bluffing hand would be something like king 7 off, king 5 off with king of clubs. But it's just like we really got to reach, and I think people just don't. It's just not. It's not
Yeah, and
happening.
the
It's
thing
not
is, we
real.
can have plenty of flushes here ourselves, so like.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep,
You can just be
exactly.
ramming king of clubs into ace 10 of clubs, like, and you're at 0% equity.
I dodged
Yeah,
this spot by
like-
checking, so.
Nice
Yeah,
try.
I don't hate the check in. Like, I think, like, this hurts. This hurts a lot, like, but
Yeah.
you're toast here, and like, the solver actually still might just call it off, but, like, I don't feel like you
I
made
think bro
anything.
let us off. I think he's supposed to make it like 22 chips here, and he let us off by
Yeah,
jamming.
definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been
We
the
just
theme of
have to-
this
we have
session
to
so
fold.
far.
So what do you guys think? He's gonna fold?
Nope,
Yeah.
Call.
I think he's gonna get there. He wins, right?
The
think
guy's
he's
gonna
gonna-
have some bluff somehow,
He's
right?
gonna rebuy equity. Does he fire 2 bullets?
No, he folds.
He folds.
Nice.
Oh.
That had to feel sick.
Good player. Yeah, maybe check.
That's a disaster
In
betting and
hindsight.
having to fold that hand. It really is, man.
After you see the worst case scenario, you're like, well, that hurt. Maybe
is
we
it-
should check.
Is this more of a check now that we think about it?
I said checking it from the get-go.
Oh, yeah?
There's good arguments for both lines.
Okay.
Against
If you
population,
think
I
of
feel
him-
like betting is still good.
Like the flush completed, the straight completed, and it's an 8 high board for the big blind. This is just all his value here. Right? Our value against his range that's got cleaned out on the flop is pretty marginal here.
Okay, so checking here could be a good idea. Alright.
Yeah. Like, If you
Probably.
check and he, pots a jack river, you can call off. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Jack
probably.
3 off. I wouldn't defend here. Is this too wide?
I
I
don't
would
want to defend
fold.
that.
Yeah, we don't cover
Yeah.
anybody. I would fold.
And also, we're like, it's not like we're deep, but
Well,
we're not.
Well,
It's not first hand of tournaments. There's just a little bit more ICM already.
Ego
it's a-
defense.
It's a chip EV fold, I think, anyway, right? So.
Yeah.
yeah, so he doesn't even cover, so I think you're
This
probably
guy's
not.
cheating, man. We defended jack 3 off and flop trips, dude. This guy's
Which he
cheating.
let him
Ooh, but then you
share.
have this river. How you like it now?
that's
Oh,
small.
that one
Yeah,
chip.
Block full, block
Yeah,
full.
What?
block,
Did he
one
not?
chip.
He didn't check raise flop?
No, there was no
I
bet.
hate it.
You
It's
check.
okay, you call some of your worst checks, don't you?
He called the
Yeah.
flop.
When the key card for the razor is paired, you can raise less too. So
Wait, really?
Not sure
This?
about this one.
I don't know. Yeah, Pete, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is too aggro.
I think on the button, this is a thing, right? At 20,
20.
Yeah, yeah. With 20 on the button, it would be okay. Is this,
but
like,
on the
stone
cutoff,
bubble?
it's not a thing.
got, like,
It could be
25
bubble,
stone
it could be
bubble. Maybe, but like, yeah. But also, like, big blind covers us. That's scary.
It's just
Yeah, I mean, it could be some type of sick bounty hunt, right?
I guess, but like,
Here.
but yeah, but big blind's the
Maybe-
person.
What if like button
Yeah.
was sitting out here?
So the thing is, when you jam and a small blind sticks the chips in, you're crushed. If you open and the small blind jams and you want to call off, you got a chance with this hand. Because
Yeah.
they theoretically should be more polarized.
Yeah,
When they
Yeah.
call, you're fucked.
Absolutely.
It makes a better jam on the button than a raise call.
Maybe the big blind was sitting out and the small
According
blind
to
had like
GTO.
a 60 VPIP or something, so. Goes.
Yeah, I would guess maybe one of them was sitting out there. That could explain it.
this is a bet
And
small.
then it's
Yeah.
effectively the button.
Interesting
just a
poker
bet
we're
small,
playing
or-
here. Interesting oh, you can bet large here.
This,
could bet
what
large.
happened here?
Mhm.
It's a big
Yeah,
blind
bet small,
defense.
bet small, bet small.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you could bet a little bit larger, but small's okay.
Cause
Oh, I
now
think-
it's like more committing to barrel. If we had smalled the flop, we can easily barrel here.
Yeah, I think having 20, I don't wanna commit myself with 2 overs and a draw. That could be pretty polluted. I'm gonna play check.
If we do bet here,
You gotta go big.
is it a
And then you gotta
jam?
call it.
Like what, how do you play it?
I think you bet like 8 or 9 and call a jam. Or 7,
Yeah.
somewhere between 7 and 9 and call a jam.
Why not just jam then?
Well,
I'll
you're
never
you're
fold
isolating. You're just isolating versus value
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
no, you're right.
So, okay, bet, call, check, check.
Check, jigged up.
Yeah,
Can we scroll down on the right? What did it wanna do on the turn? Probably check back, right? Just scroll down, scroll down.
Check
Oh.
back.
Never check?
or 55. So it's a little bit smaller. But it's still, it's doing that committal size.
So we need to bet this turn.
It's kinda goofy, to be honest, though, like, this is like a chippy V, non-PKO.
Yeah,
Thing that
Yeah.
GTO Wizard has a script kinda like pairing, so. I think there may be a little more context. I don't know, though.
Maybe he feels if he bets 3 on the flop, he'll get some overfolds already. There's not enough fold equity on the turn.
Maybe.
Like we had a 10, like that 9 of diamonds is probably an ideal turn card for us, and we would probably bet really big again, right?
Mhm.
Because our 10x needs protection.
Yeah, I think just sizing down flop allows for an easier turn barrel.
I would note also, this guy opened 4x from the earliest position at the table with a 7 off.
I
What a
think.
dream
we
flop.
bet Pretty
I'm playing
big
check
here.
here. I'm playing check jam.
Check jam.
I'm too scared to check here. I'm
I
gonna
wanna
bet
give,
2
I wanna
chips.
give 12 big blinds the opportunity to put his chips in. Bad.
But if you
What
bet
if
2,
this guy
he
has a
still has
three?
that opportunity.
He's also got the opportunity to call, though.
Did you really just say, what if this guy has a 3?
Yeah.
What are you, like a year 1 poker player? Who cares if this guy has a 3? What do you mean? You're always going broke against a 3. It's irrelevant if this guy has a 3. We lose the game, GG.
It's
No.
true, you do, it doesn't matter if anybody has a 3 here, cause you just lose your chips, and it's a kind of a
Yeah, you definitely
cooler.
lose your chips. You're pretty excited when you get checkers here because he has both bluffs and 8x and
Sorry
like
to be
some
harsh,
other
Louis,
mid
but come on.
pairs.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. Thank you.
And yeah, then like I objected to the other one where we didn't really want to be range betting that 8-8-6 board or whatever it was, but this we want to bet a lot. Even 3-way. Want to bet a lot.
Yeah, betting's good. Betting's good. I don't hate betting, and I do sometimes.
And like also well, it was EP and we got flatted by EP. He has some second best hands like nines. He doesn't have that much better than us, and we can get some protection from his like ace queen suited, ace jack suited kind of stuff.
Yeah, what we don't really want is the guy with 12 big blinds to check back like king queen here and have
Yeah, that's
all
bad,
the cards against us,
right?
right? This is a hand that is best but vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely.
Neither player has better than us, very
Much.
often. So
Yeah, I agree.
We already
like the
high
12
rolled
guy
the
never
flop.
has better than us.
We don't wanna gamble a turn for free either.
Yeah.
And also I think,
So do we think it's range betting here in like a simulation?
No, but I think
nearly.
this
There's some hands that'll find checks more than others. Like, you check little aces, check a little bit of eights full, like
Yeah,
check some
yeah,
of that
no,
stuff.
I'm just referring to like the vulnerable strength. So like nines, tens, jacks.
Pretty
Ace,
much, I think, because it's
ace
not that
eight
attractive of a
suited.
check raise because they don't really have much. Like,
Yeah.
or in particular, in position doesn't have much, I think, right?
He has like
Mm,
aces and ace jack suited, no, ace 10 suited. Like his range is so thin, king queen suited, like, no, that
Right.
rejams, right? Like, what are the hands
Yeah,
that
and he's
like
like, yeah,
call?
like you're saying, he's not really supposed to have many hands here at all, but give him some more
Well, I
hands than he's
mean, on
supposed to.
on 8-8 or 8-3-3, it's a pretty dry, disconnected texture. Like you have an eight that's the bottom of the barrel as far as like your VPIP ranges from these positions. And like threes, which is effectively an air ball. So I think, they're probably supposed to continue kind of wide with maybe strong overcards. Like, I don't know, they got king, queen suited here with like king, queen of hearts. What are they doing?
Yeah, there's
You need them to be more disconnected, really. 5-5-6 is kind of. But I don't know.
What if you look at 30?
7-4.
Are there any better ones at 30? Oh, you're at 30. At 20 then? They're the same, huh? Oh,
And 40
it still
wouldn't be
says 30 on the
terrible.
left. Huh. It's trolling you.
You know, we should take some time and play with HRC to see how their multi-way functions. See, I don't even know if it works post flop.
Maybe 7-7-4.
It works pretty, I've been testing it here and there, and I did it with Pio yesterday again, so it's pretty good. It's close enough, I think.
Multi-way though,
Ooh, I
multi-way.
think we're looking at 20.
Oh.
You could
yeah.
click on actual 30, it might be different at 30, but we're
So-
looking at 20. Yeah, yeah.
I asked God's Big Toe to test it with simple three-way, and because he just got HRC and I
There
was
you go.
helping him use it, so I gotta get back
6-3-3.
to him and see if he ran any tests yet.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. I know he did, but I gotta get in touch with him.
Or 6-deuce-deuce is more gappy, and a 3 and a deuce are basically the same. They're not quite.
Here's my thing, Galen. Everything they've done on HRC works great, so I'm gonna go with that. It probably is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pretty much, yeah, I
Let's try
share a
this, Louis.
similar sentiment. I share a similar sentiment. I just wasn't sure about like, I didn't even know if you could look at multi-way post flop
Ooh.
stuff with HRC. I think you can.
You
I haven't
can.
played with it.
And
8-5-5, 6-deuce-deuce.
6
One of
deuce
those?
combo.
The third row in the middle,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah,
Check it
pocket
out.
tens are gonna love this.
I guess there's like a tiny difference that big blind has some gut shots, but whatever, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You gotta work with what you got, right?
Yeah, you're not really supposed to bet it.
No.
See,
Yeah.
it doesn't bet anything though, huh? Doesn't
But
bet
hijack
anything?
range here will be a little different cuz he's also 30. But like, maybe this player is playing as if he's someone with 30 and he's flatting all these hands he shouldn't flat, right? So let's look
Yeah,
at,
I think that's pretty
so-
likely.
but then
So,
will he stab them when it's like a fifth of his remaining stack? You know,
question for
probably
you
not.
guys.
Hard to say.
Hijack bets, big blind raise, you guys are getting it in with tens?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, he shouldn't
No
have a lot of
raising.
raises in the middle of the sandwich, though.
maybe he jams.
Oh, he never raises.
Yeah, you don't raise in the middle of the sandwich.
Then
And
what
now,
do you do with tens?
Man, I just
Hey.
like
8 chips,
You don't have a calling range here.
vamos,
except for top,
Vamo.
but
vamos,
Get it in.
vamos.
Right?
Mhm.
Raise?
It's so funny studying these multi-way solves because like they just have nothing to do with the strategy our opponents are using.
Yeah, that's kinda what, that's kinda what I do. Like, you need, I feel like applying like the broad cliff notes is probably the best you should be doing with some of these sometimes.
Right?
you
Whereas like
should try
for various
some
heads up
check raising
spots,
here, though. It's so good.
yeah, people are actually kind of playing like with some dynamics that are in the solves, you know, in like heads up spots, but like not
The hell
in
is 8-7 here?
It's top. Oh, it's two overs and a backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw.
It's a bluff is what it is. It's a bluff. Or you're not raising, you're
What
calling.
range are we looking at?
Yeah, what is
Our
this?
call,
This is
our call
check,
against
check.
his jam.
Oh, this is check, check, bet, call, raise, all in.
Yeah, not
Uh,
from the in position, from the out of position, from the big blind, who has a lot of 6x.
So we do call off with tens.
Yeah,
I mean, tens is like, I feel like a no-brainer, but, what was that other combo?
We had a pair draw, Galen, alright? Don't talk about it.
8-7 suited.
I feel like they didn't refund me enough here, man. I don't know about this.
what a punt with the deuces.
I've already sent a strongly worded email this morning, Danny.
I guess they didn't give me money back for the stuff I'd already bricked, which makes
It's
sense.
okay, though. They flipped my run good switch on. I got into the last minute flight of the 215, so.
You motherfucker.
We'll call it
So
even.
am I too-
Alright. Muting you bastards.
You called me the B word.
I did.
Oh my god. You're in the sandwich. You just call.
You just call, right?
Ooh, you're in the box in the sandwich.
All in.
Oh my god.
Wait, what was the action on flop?
Bet call.
Who bet?
The small blind.
21? Why is he donking flop?
Good question.
Because fish swim upstream.
Okay, so he donked, we called, he called, and now he's big donking again.
I like,
I guess we
I
just
like
gotta
the
call
call.
again, huh? On the turn?
Yeah, I don't wanna raise because you
I
got
feel
like
like he's not
a,
going anywhere.
you got a scary range behind too.
Do you have some
Uh,
reverse implied odds though here, holding the queen of diamonds and not the king or ace? Like, what's this? All of
Yes, but he'll also have some 8x and we have the
But you got
straight
the five,
potential
like,
too.
yeah, you got the five. A six is good, an ace is good. Um. Like even like if the ace of diamonds hits, you're pretty happy about it, just because like it kind of like reduces his
Yeah.
obvious bluffs here.
Yeah, if the ace of diamonds hits, it's a party, right? Or if the king of diamonds hits, it's a party. But what if like this, eight of diamonds hits here?
Yeah, dude, I think you just call. I mean, this feels like you got too much. Like even a queen could be good here sometimes. He could have like 7-8 just losing his mind here.
Yeah.
Cause he's got top pair and like a queen hits the river and you're just good.
Hmm.
Yeah, cuz we're in position, there's no need to raise, right?
So
Yeah, I wouldn't raise.
I think like the hand that he's gonna donk here is like 7-8 of diamonds.
Hmm.
Right? Like
Okay.
some of our diamonds are blocked, some of our straight outs are blocked. A queen isn't good here very often. Yeah, like this is the spot, right? I think it's a good fold on the turn.
Tough to fold this turn.
No. Like it's the size of the pot too, right? Like
Not enough
we have to be
behind
right here
if we hit.
pretty frequently. and our outs are dirty.
What if we were all playing 100 behind?
What's a snap fold?
So I got an interesting node right there. So like, I feel like before we saw the result, a lot of us were talking about playing call there. I would have played call there probably. What are you
Yeah, I want
doing?
to call.
Okay, well, so like you play call, the dude behind has a set of deuces, he jams, and then the initial person puts their chips in. What are you doing?
Call.
You're just calling it off?
Just call.
Like
Yeah.
up
You
to
still have the
15
same,
outs,
same
three
odds.
ways. Yeah,
Feels
I don't
kinda
know.
bad, but yeah,
It does
maybe.
feel kind of bad.
Yeah, it's a fold for the reason that it's a fold here. Just because you make a mistake here and call doesn't mean you have to make a mistake afterwards and call again.
Oh, you might just be committed though. I don't know.
Pete is out here dropping knowledge on us.
I don't know, Pete. I think you're way overestimating how strong this guy's donk range is. This guy has showed us some wild things, including 4xing a 7-0 EP.
Yeah,
I think he's liable to have all kinds of shit here that we have 50% plus equity against, even on the turn.
Yeah. I'm less afraid of Mr. Donking here, and I'm more afraid of the guy who says, I wanna play a multi-way pot all in on the turn.
yeah,
That,
but like
But that guy can
MDF,
float any two overs with a diamond on the flop.
the
true.
MDF responsibility flows to the other guy too, right? Like it's
that's
it's
true.
not just the maniac who's blasting 3/4 pot here. It's the guy who's standing back there with a knife, a fork, some steak sauce, and looking at this set of deuces saying, "Let's go!"
Quite the visual along with that, Pete.
Yeah, like
It's true though.
yeah. Yeah, look, he doesn't even raise this steak dinner. He just lets this guy blast into him.
And he gets the worst river card pretty much possible for
I
this
know,
kind
it's
of,
scary.
Yeah,
but you
but
don't
he's not
fold, you can't
afraid.
fold. You just can't fold.
Yeah,
It's pretty punty with 4-3.
Yeah, he didn't know how to put the brakes on. He had just
Yeah.
had one gear and it was like the next gear.
Interesting limp ISO. Feels like a jam.
What's going on here?
This
EP
is,
limp and then ISO.
I'm going to
This
play
is very stat
call.
dependent IMO. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
call
mean,
is
fair
very
enough.
fine.
But like with 7
Yep.
big blinds in the pot, I think rejamming 38 is pretty reasonable.
yeah, it's jam or fold.
Yeah, because like you usually see, you can easily rejam like 25,
Whoa,
30
Pete.
easy when there's like 4 big blinds in the pot.
Yeah.
I
Man,
think
am I the
call
fan?
is very, very good as
Yeah.
well. I think
I was gonna
jamming
say,
and call are
fine.
both very good.
I was gonna say, am I the fish here? Because like I'm rarely jamming into these stacks and I'm playing call here quite a bit.
So here's the
Yeah, I think
problem.
Ace Queen O is a hand that likes to jam much more than most hands. Like I don't have a huge jamming
Yeah,
range here, but
yeah.
like Ace Queen O is like one of the hands.
Mm,
Playing an out of position pot against two strong ranges with an offsuit
Exactly.
hand is going to be very hard. It is jam or fold with ace queen there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, it's like the bounty though. You kind of want to play for Shorty's bounty when he has hands like
See,
King 7 off.
that's the kind of stuff I'm worried about. Like UTG1 just has like
The church.
the nuts. The
Yeah.
nuts
Yeah,
there.
that's scary.
This one is a little like,
Well, and that's why it's jam or fold, right?
Oh, Louis, I think this is amazing. 2 short stacks in the blinds. Ace
Yeah.
Queen O flats here, sometimes a
But
chippy V
Pete, when you
anyway.
jam, you ISO him he'll call off with the nuts and fold everything else, but when you play flat, he keeps ace 10 suited, he keeps ace jack, he keeps king queen. Like,
Danny, I think that's part of that's true, but I do think there's like some protection value. You can get him to fold some low pairs. You can also get him to fold stuff with a lot of equity, like King Jack suited, King 10 suited, Jack 10 suited.
it's fair.
And being out of position, like you're not gonna realize like you want to. Like you're gonna get bluffed out of the pot when you have the best hands. Some like
lot.
frequently. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So it's like more like realization and protection. And if he just like looks at it and is like, I don't need to play this pot with like pocket eights or pocket nines. And people make crazy folds sometimes. His own ace queen O doesn't really need to call off there, right?
Alright, I'll try it a little bit.
Yeah, I tend to go for the, big rejams with ace queen, like fairly frequently. Or just call to keep dominated stuff in.
Should we bet here? I would check here a lot.
I would check there a lot as well. It was like, how deep was it?
25?
35, you said?
I thought
25?
25, but I don't know.
25? Yeah. Yeah.
30. 30 and change, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see much reason to start getting aggressive with this hand.
Well, you just win a lot.
So you wanna check back a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of,
60% that's all right here.
nice.
Yeah, he just has like pocket sevens frequently.
Wait,
You know?
we just, nice. We floated the turn bet, huh? What? Or no,
Is this still the first bullet?
oh, he checked and we bet. Okay, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. I'm like, what's
Wait,
happening?
so we're just like double barreling king queen off here? I
Yeah.
don't like it. Like, part of the reason why we should bet stuff with more interaction with the board is that on this turn, we want to have hands like queen jack. Much more reasonable hand to have, right?
Well,
Well, you'd still target like ace six, eight suited, like ace six,
Sure.
ace seven, ace five, right? Shit like that to fold maybe, so.
Yeah.
They're not
Like
calling
ace
half
jack
pot on the
now.
flop. Ace jack would though.
Yeah, the 2 and the 3 fall below his like flatting range here. He shouldn't have a lot of stuff that interacts with that.
Right.
So it's just hard for him to defend to get this size. Right? Like probably if we take a look, a lot of our range is taking this.
I think it's the 10, right?
Yeah, 10 is good for us.
Feels neutral to me, the 10, honestly, but,
No,
we do block like, queen 10, jack 10.
It's a good
or,
card for in
queen 10,
position.
It's also rainbow, so all of his suited ace X and king X that floated the flop didn't pick up any equity. They're just gonna have a hard time continuing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly range betting it.
But I get a bit more ace high than I thought. Like, I didn't think ace jack would barrel here at all, and it's like full. We don't have it that much, but this is our range, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kinda surprised ace jack's barreling. Ace nine even, like, I don't really feel the need to barrel that as much. Maybe my worst aces that kinda have some interaction I keep barreling, but.
Yeah, it's a good barrel.
Yep.
Get bailed on the river. Do you shove this river?
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
expecting
yeah,
he has like
this-
worse one pair hands a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Large
This seems
call.
like a pretty easy
oh, we got
shove.
sticky. I like it.
Out.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, what?
Not a
How many
fold.
does the guy on the far
Nah,
right
nah,
have?
nah, 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 dude, you're in.
Nine.
You cover,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
you gotta
let's
go.
go.
You gotta go, you
Let's
gotta
go,
go. You
let's
cover,
go,
you
let's go. He's never
Almost.
folding.
So the
Absolutely
thing is,
never
How are
folding.
10s
cover
gonna
everybody.
win?
You have access.
Well, you gotta beat,
Pairs are broken, Ken. Pairs
gotta
are
beat-
so good.
you gotta beat the 36 big blind stack only, right? To get the bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
what's the
he has ace
worst
king in
pair
range.
you
He
go
has ace
here
queen.
with?
But I'm
He has
folding.
fucking fours in range, man. If I'm
Maybe
the
eights.
36 guy, I'm jamming.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you guys
sevens.
think about eights?
Yeah,
Sevens
Tim.
and
Tim, you read my mind. I was thinking like eights is probably still a snap.
Man,
I
I'm not gonna play
I don't know about
PKOs at
eights.
all.
I don't know about eights. Nines. Yeah, nines feel good. Eights
The
feel.
pairs are gonna
You
be
could win 4
extremely resilient
bounties.
here. Dude, the
You
pairs are
could
gonna be
win 4
extremely
bounties.
resilient.
So, hold
Yeah,
on
yeah.
another
Alright,
second. This
okay,
25 big
yeah.
blind stack doesn't cover the 36, so he's probably got a good hand, right?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he have to have a good hand here to get involved?
sure.
Yes.
The 9 big blind stack needs a good hand to get involved.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't give a
Louis, why do you
fuck.
care about cursing? It's a show about gambling, man. It's not
So,
children.
like, the only guy that should be really wide is the 36. So I guess
So
it's
much
okay, cuz you still
noise.
can win 11 bigs, so you down to 22 if everyone else has a better hand. I mean, I don't know.
Well, so if you
Yeah,
run
and
some of these spots in like
Yeah.
HRC, if you look at a simulation for some of these things, you're gonna end up, like, pairs are extremely resilient because
Which
there's gonna
one?
be
Hey,
so many scenarios
what do you do
where
with
it's
YouTube?
like
What
high
do
card, high 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 card.
yep.
what do
So
you do
it's
with
like
those
this, it's the
With
same
what,
reason like in
Louis?
PLO,
deuces?
like you have a middling wrap hand,
Deuces? Fold
middling.
deuces.
Dude, these are silly questions.
What about trees? What's your?
Hey, what
We
about
already
3-4
discussed this.
suited?
We all kind of said like 9s, 8s, 7s. It's somewhere in there. And like at some point you got to put these people on ranges to really know, So
I
like you got to
agree.
put them on ranges and know what the bounties are and put it in the box to really get an exact answer.
I'd be
but-
surprised if fives were folding here.
You
We
know,
also need to see what the bounties are, right?
I rejammed
Do you
King
have
9
this
off suit last night, so like I'm down to gamble.
Do you have this in pre-flop academy?
Get it in with 5s, man.
Oh, we
I
don't
don't
have it
mind.
anymore.
You would have to HRC this. There's
Okay.
too many people.
Okay,
Sorry, Jeff.
well, I think if I do this. And then if I do
Pinwheeling
this.
everywhere.
Saeed, why would I fold hands in $1,000 buy-in? Like there's
Eight.
more like I wanna
Yeah,
win
of
the
course you still
tournament.
call tens.
Like yeah.
Do I need
Don't
to
play
change-
out of your bankroll.
Yeah,
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 dude,
that's,
you're honestly your question just sounds like you're
The
imagining
buy-in
playing
doesn't
out
matter.
playing scared. Like the buy-in I mean,
The
in as
buy-in
much as you
has
think
no
other people's
bearing.
PKO.
strategies change.
And we don't have the
So-
bounties, so.
just
The
give them a standard bounty. Like you don't have to make them ridiculous. It's early enough in the tournament, I think. You could just put 20 on everyone's head here. 20, 20, 20, 20. 24 hours ago. I wanna be
I
seated.
think the reason why Saeed's talking about it in a 10K or in 1K or whatever is that other people it'll affect other people's psychology, not yours.
Yeah. But I mean, there's times where I don't know, it's like a weird thing. I think people play super wild in like $3, $5 tournaments. I think people can be really nitty in $10, $20 tournaments. Like there are some
Yeah.
tables in $10 tournaments where like I'm folding here because like multiple
Well-
guys are all in this pot with VPIPs of like 13,
If no one's in here with pocket fours in their range, how much better is like, pocket sevens or pocket tens, right?
Yeah.
So
So like I mean, yeah, I can definitely find folds like if there's multiple, not just one, but especially like two people in the pot, both of whom are quite tight.
I
yeah,
have a fun
But I
question.
actually think when you go into higher stakes, I think you start to find like more like the pros are appropriately aggressive and the whales are like blasty. And that's kind of a
Right,
good mix of
Do I have the
distributions to
open
be up
as?
against.
Do I
To
have?
help you out, Louis, yeah,
all
just
in?
change those to, change those to 2 big blind and then you wanna add all in opening sizes because they're not
All
just
in?
It'll
opening 2
include
big
them.
blinds.
If they're
Sometimes
like
the-
under
Where
20
do I
bigs or
put
whatever, it'll include it.
Put a comma and put AI next to all of those. So
So-
like you see 2 big blind at the top, Louis, each of those, put a comma and then put AI. Comma,
there-
space, AI.
Is there any consideration to the fact that we still have a really good stack that covers most people and will,
Hey,
like, if
before
lose
we
this-
ask more questions, I gotta help Louis, otherwise he's just gonna put like periods and stuff. So it's a comma, not a period.
Like this?
Space. Press enter. Alright, that should work.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ken though,
Sorry, Ken. Go ahead.
I'm not crazy about the like preserve the stack in a bounty because like kind of the reason why we have a stack is to go bounty hunting
Stuff
in good
hunt here.
Now you
spots.
can
Yeah.
just delete and
Yeah,
that's a
and
trick.
like if when we make this like we will some proportion of the time we will lose this pot and some proportion of the time we will win at least a side pot.
So my
And
thing is, I
then-
think that 36 big blind is wide. If he rejammed over to 2 short stacks, I'm all in all the time. But then once that 25 big blind stack gets involved, I think that's when I bail it out.
But I think
So I was gonna ask, whose
like we-
range are you most concerned about here? 'Cause
oh, I
think
definitely
it's an
agree it's
interesting
25.
question.
25 is
I think it's
25
the
is the first.
9, actually. I think the 9
Yeah,
who
but that
called
doesn't, but
all
I don't
in.
care if I lose
It has
9.
no bearing. Right,
I
right,
don't
right.
care if I lose 10 big
It's still
blinds.
interesting
pocket
thought
tens.
experiment, like who should have the tightest range here?
25.
25 or
Small
9?
blind, yeah.
I think
right?
25.
25.
What do you
nine
think
can
the guy with
gamble. He knows
nine?
people are coming in behind him light, so he can get in there with decent, like, like Jack 10 suited and be pretty happy to maybe triple up.
Why would he call all in Jack 10 suited versus an under the gun jam? Is it, I
I'm
mean,
missing,
maybe,
I'm
maybe I'm
missing one
tripping.
player here.
So people do it.
Well, he knows
I
Axe's
guess
coming in
like kind
behind
of
him
with
too, so he
the
can
Couldn't
idea
win.
he
that
set up again,
25
Louis?
has to have a hand though, my question would be like, we do need to put him on a range, not to say like he has a hand, because I agree with that. But then
Okay.
like a hand includes like ace king and quite possibly ace queen and probably nines, and so like once he has that many
Yeah,
hands,
I'm
we're
not
in
suggesting
good
we
shape.
fold. I was just.
I don't have the good player depth. How can I add one more depth to the decision tree?
I'm
One more
sorry, you gotta
what,
go back
sorry?
to, we gotta slow down the raging river of words that is this, study session for a second, so we can help
I'm muting
Louis.
Yeah.
myself.
Yes, everyone mute for a second, okay? Scroll down, Louis.
Also, you gotta go back, cause he has it on ICM. You want
You
chip
see,
EV, right?
no, you gotta have
Mhm.
ICM if you're gonna consider bounties.
Okay.
It's the only way. You see where it says opens, Louis? You gotta change that number to 2. Change 3 bets to 2. Yeah, you just gotta make it work to be more multi-way. And was this a 5-way pot or a 4-way pot? I don't remember.
We
Uh,
are the
1, 2, 3,
fifth.
5. We're the fifth one in.
Alright, so we gotta change it. Go
Make
back
them
to
all
the.
4, 5.
We're big blind, so it only needs 4, right?
Alright, let's slow down no, you gotta go back. Go back, 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 back. Hit back a couple times. You see where it says max, advanced, max players 4? Change that to 5.
thank you.
Okay, go next. So go down, you need to change those to, so you have small blind complete. Closing flats, just change them to 3. It's gonna be a small tree, it doesn't matter. And, that that,
That should
that
do-
should be, that should be okay. Dude, what is it with all of these ridiculous bets? Okay, so,
Oh, the gun should be pretty tight, right?
I don't know. We'll see.
15 bigs? Like, I don't think he should be jamming a ton there, 16 bigs.
That's what he's jamming.
That's not
Alright,
his
so
jam. Oh, is it? No, that's not his jam range, is it?
hit the Neapolitan little color thing in the top right. You see where there's all the different colors? Hit the ones that's 3 stripes, not that. That one works too. This is okay. Alright, so this is his jam range. Well, you have to
That's
run
much
it
better.
down.
Yeah,
You have
run
to
it.
run
Oh,
it
we haven't
down
run
real.
it, yeah.
Alright, so before you run it, Louis, to make your life easy, select the subtree that we're looking at. So UTG
Huh.
jam, and then what happens?
MP's in.
Okay, okay, so he calls, that's
Hijack
good.
Hang on,
rejams.
hang on, hang on.
No,
MP
not
Wait, but
MP,
you have
not
MP
MP.
call.
It's button cutoff, hijack.
UTG jam.
It's the guy with
Hijack
9 big
call.
blinds, so
Yeah,
you gotta make sure
nine
you're.
big blinds.
You have it set up where hijack has
No,
9, so
stop,
hijack
stop.
calls.
It's wrong. You have MP call. MP does not call. Stop.
MP doesn't.
Close
Correct.
that.
There
Go
you
down to
go.
hijack. Hijack calls.
Hijack,
Hijack call,
hijack call.
the next one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay,
And
so
then
now,
cut off
And then
rejam
3-bet
36,
jam.
yep,
and then
This
button
call.
call. Oh no,
That's
you
small
skipped a small
blind.
blind. Or are we? Is it small blind? Yeah, that's right. I'm
Blind
sorry.
is
Yeah, you're
in.
good.
Yeah,
You're good. And then
and
we're big blind.
then,
Perfect.
Okay, so click
Yeah.
this. Now hit the start arrow real quick. Selected subtree, scope, go to
Scope.
subtree.
Oh, this is so
Alright,
good. I haven't done this before.
hit 3, like set it to a small number because we're only running a subset of the entire tree. So make it like 3 or 1 or something. And just do reset strategy and regrets. Click both of those. Now run.
You only have to do reset regret when you do a node lock.
Yeah, you're probably right, Ken. I don't know.
And reset
Alright,
strategy,
It
you
hasn't run
really,
at all
that's
anyway.
only after you run it, cuz that
I'm a
saves.
creature of habits.
Yeah, if you run it down to like 25 and you hit reset strategies, it'll remember what it ran to and then it'll clean up the noise from that point down
Right.
if you
Yeah,
need
that's right.
to.
So in
Right,
case
so
you
you,
just joined, this is what we're looking at. The ranges should be getting it in, covering everybody. I don't think we fold fives.
I feel like it's gonna draw the line somewhere between 6s and 8s personally. Like you might see fragments of like 5s and 4s, but
Honestly, I'm really curious to see what pocket deuce, pocket three do.
Couldn't
I
get
feel
in
like they
play
fold.
PKOs.
Cause you
You're just
cover
dominated.
everybody, so even if you lose this flip or this flip, you still might win against him or him.
God.
I feel like you're just too dominated, but maybe.
Could be.
Alright, so
I
it
just
should be
think
close.
pairs are
It
preventing.
should be close to done because you just ran the subtree, Louis. It shouldn't be that
Yeah,
extensive to run.
so why is it
Yeah.
so wide?
Pairs.
Cause it's calling everything. Go to the previous trees. Go to the previous trees. So here, okay, see, this is, you gotta,
Did it
you gotta
run?
clean.
I
Are you
couldn't
sure it
run
ran?
this fast.
No, it didn't run.
What do you mean?
Wait, click the play button again.
It ran?
Click OK.
It's gonna be fast because it's only the subtree.
Yeah,
that he's
but is it that fast?
There you go. It didn't run
There,
before.
yeah, it wasn't running.
I'm not on a good node.
No, it's fine. As long as you're in the selected subtree, it's gonna be fine.
I think you're one up,
Which is
It-
but
okay.
it could be
Still-
alright, so.
It doesn't matter really.
It ran that fast.
Well, I mean, there's
What?
not really much to calculate. It's a bunch of jams. Like, there's no ranges, no decisions.
What's under the gun open jamming?
Aren't you normally not supposed to run a subtree until you've run like the whole thing down to a certain CI
Oh, I
first?
don't.
Not necessarily. It just depends what you're trying to look at.
I have little faith in this.
This jam range looks too wide to
Do you wanna adjust all the ranges? Uh. Something like this? Hello?
be Racer Sims. I
Who is
initially
sick of
ran them
us?
with a bunk prize pool and the strategy looked absurd. It was like jamming so much larger swath of a range. The next player was calling. It was only run it where like the bounty is like way too big a proportion of the prize and yeah, it just like threw
Well, it needs to
everything
be
off.
symmetrical. It needs to be symmetrical. What I was saying was, is like,
It was symmetrical,
if,
but
if you say this is like an 80K prize pool, you would just make first place 80K.
Exactly.
exactly, not
So
100.
like,
It needs to be 80K.
well, yeah, because he put the bounties in correctly, so it's like you're saying, you're playing it like an uber big bounty tournament, which
Right.
is,
So
kinda
go back
goofy.
to the config, Louis. That's the last thing that needs to change.
How do I access
On
config?
file.
You gotta
uh,
hit the
close
home
that
file,
button.
New
hand.
calculation.
Or you can do it
Monte
this
Carlo
way.
hand. Monte Carlo. And then it'll come with the same parameters that you have.
That's correct.
And then make
Yeah,
first
that,
80K.
you're right, Danny. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what the issue is. That's why you're getting goofy ranges.
That's why under the guns jamming all this nonsense.
Right, the bounties are just so valuable compared to what the prize pool is that you don't care about finishing 100th if you can collect a bounty. You know, like it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
So this should make them behave a little bit more with respect to like winning the tournament.
Now just find the right subtree again, so it's jam. And then the second guy, not him, but the next guy calls. And then 3-bet jam. And then the next guy calls and then click on us. And then play button. Scope selected subtree. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Alright, cool. This should give us what we want.
This should be a little more grounded in reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Come on,
all about
pocket
reality
sevens.
here. Real life.
Alright, simulation reality. How about that? Okay.
Ooh, pocket
Living in
five.
the sim.
Yeah, we're living in the sim, that's right. Okay, yeah, see, this looks much more, cleaned up.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, now we
Yeah,
can
'cause you have
actually
some
see
kind of
like
intuition
what everyone
and,
has
like,
here.
pretty
$260
cool.
$60 is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I called it.
Nice.
What's aces for what?
Pairs are good. What does tens make? Ace is 1,000.
11,000.
11,000.
Oh, how many
Wait, how
runners
many
are, wait, how
players left? Oh no, we made
yeah.
it in FT. But it's,
God.
that might not matter though, or,
You're not making
No, it does
$11,000
matter.
unless
It does
you
matter.
need like a huge. Alright, one more time, Go to, hit the home button.
This has turned into a
Alright,
fun HRC lesson.
alright, so.
On the next
let's
screen,
just-
right?
You can go to the next screen. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right, Louis, multi-table.
Oh, yes, you're
One
right.
other thing before you go too far, I think it's important when you're multi-tabling, for the chip count to be accurate. So if you know the starting stack and then multiply that by how many people you think are still in the tournament and add the total chips.
Mm. Let's say, starting
So which,
stack's
so
40K.
highlight,
We've
hold
given
on, just
everyone,
bring your mouse over where the setup is. Up in that box where you got under the gun, middle position. Move the mouse over. Now you, hold on, hold it there. You should get a box. Average stack 45.5. So you can multiply 45.5 times X amount of players times how many the starting stack is and add the chip count in. So you can come up with a number of how many people you want in there, and because that matters when you're doing multi-table. The chip count's supposed to be right, or it
You
fucks
should be able
everything.
to, I think you can do
my
that on
goodness.
this page. So if you hit the plus in the top left. Alright, so total chips, you got 14 players remaining, which is wrong. So put like 1,500 or something in there. Like a
Yeah.
large
Let's say
number.
half the field, maybe 1,000 out of 2,000 are remaining.
Yeah,
Since we've
average.
given everyone a
So here, I'll
a
give you a count. What do you think? Is
bounties, right?
that GG? What's GG start you with? 10,000?
On
This
this, it's
is a
40.
40. This is a 40
Okay, so
start.
go. So.
But we
hold-
didn't even look at what the chips, or did we put those incorrectly
Total
on the
chip
first screen?
count
Who
would
knows if I
be
put them in right?
60 million. Put in like 60 million. I think that'll be good. Total chip, yeah, 60 million. How many they got there?
You do have
Wait,
one.
that seems a little low, Ken, no?
Well, I don't know.
You
Just
do.
click OK and you'll see the average big blind. Does it stay at 45.5? Yes, it's perfect.
Should be, oh, okay, cool.
But this is 360 players is the only thing. It doesn't really matter that much. It's still
So-
enough to like neutralize the payout for that. So
Well,
like
if
you
we're
could,
gonna do it right, let's do it right. Let's put like 1,000.
377 players, average chip stack's 45. All right, well
you
then
gotta.
double
gotta
it and you'll
mess-
have,
What a
800.
fucking asshole.
Did he get
Sorry.
you, Lucas? Did he get you?
No, my
Rude,
my
man.
own
Rude. Don't
PC
talk about me like
doing
that.
stuff.
Good enough,
Yeah, this is probably
good
okay.
enough. I don't know. This screen gives me issues sometimes too.
Right, we're good?
Alright, let's do it, yeah.
Click the buttons. Well, if anything, if there's any takeaway, we've given like a halfway decent HRC tutorial for this situation.
Yeah, not bad. Showing all the traps you can fall into, all the mistakes.
Yeah, we've stubbed our toe at least 3 or 4 times.
Don't do reset. Well, it doesn't matter, actually. It doesn't really matter at this point. One way or the
Yeah, it's
other.
a new one. It's fine. Imagine we go through this whole exercise and then he like folded in game.
No, because it's we're only looking at V-pipped hands, right? So
I would be
Alright.
I'd be pretty surprised if he found the fold button. Cause it's just like, Such
Wow,
a
yeah.
attractive spot.
You just count the bounties, you look at your hand, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now the calling range is wildly different.
Okay, so like it's like, well, look how much you're getting paid for each of the calls firstly, is one of the things I wanna see. To make sure if that's grounded in reality. Okay, you're making $9. You're
If you
you're making
click the
18
top
bucks.
left, sorry, to the, yeah, the far left of all these ones, it'll show like the gradient by EV.
Oh, yeah, it's good. So really, it's like ace five suited, king nine suited, pocket
Man,
fours plus. or
every
something.
pair is crushing it though.
Yeah.
Even fours.
Well, it's like I was trying to say earlier, there's so many situations where it's like they have each other's outs. And the more outs that they have of each other, like corrupted like that, the EV of these pairs just goes up and up and up. It's the same, it's like the PLO concept. That's why like
Right.
mid wraps are good in multi-way pots.
And
Can we look
even
back at the ranges again?
even in the bad situation where like someone has an overpair, they may well have one of their trip outs dead. Like, and
Yeah,
your trip outs are never really dead.
Yeah, I was
Right.
You know,
asking,
not frequently.
I was asking for pocket deuce. Supposedly that was ridiculous.
So
How
hey,
often does
do
it
this,
boost?
do this one more.
Show the other ranges, let's see under the gun, what's he jamming? Or
Yeah,
is that,
that's,
Yeah,
what
we
do you
could even
want,
tweak
Galen?
stuff.
yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah, like, let's look at in the sim, what do they have? Is this, how real
So
is it, you know?
Yeah, change it to this. Okay, so are they jamming this under the gun, raising this? This
Yeah.
doesn't seem too crazy to me, honestly. This seems like
Yeah.
kind of whatever. It seems okay.
A
Alright,
bunch
so
of
now
pairs.
look at the next range. This is, okay, so you gotta clean this up. This is not something he's committing with. He's not, all of these fragments, like you gotta shave some, shave a little off the top there.
Like that?
If you think that's what he's calling, I think this is a reasonable range,
Yeah,
personally.
sure. 9 bigs.
I don't think this is crazy, so I would be like on board with something similar. Now you gotta clean this up a little bit. Cause this is fairy tale land. This is silly stuff and it's based off the previous call range.
What
So
the
now
heck
that you,
happened here?
well, the
So,
last,
A
the
bunch
other
of them
call
are
range.
flatting, right?
Yeah,
Put
Like
your
all the
range in
white-
LP. This is where you're hunting wide, so you put yours in here.
yeah, if you
The
go,
whole
if you do
review
that,
is just gonna be HRC now.
If
which
it's
is
just me,
okay.
I'm gonna be,
Yeah, we wanna see what you're doing. It's reasonable.
10-7 suited?
Yeah, the sevens is pretty wide, but I mean, whatever you're doing.
3-10-0. Oh, boy. Get that ace king suited in there all the way.
You're
Oh,
not
pocket-
jamming ace deuce off. I know you're not doing that.
LP,
Yeah,
might.
Louis is pretty savage.
He might.
With 4 players left behind you,
Yeah.
Get
one that
sevens.
covers you.
Get
this is the
sevens full
beginning of
weight.
the tournament, man.
Get your sevens in there full weight.
Sevens.
Yeah, you got
Full weight,
91%.
there you go.
There you
But
go.
ju-
You're
yeah,
good.
just go with it. This will be okay. This is a
Yeah.
reasonable exercise, to be honest. Just cleaning it up and seeing what we got going on. Yeah, you gotta, I would just nuke the call range. Like I don't, wait.
Well, we don't have to change ours now. Just go highlight the first guy all in and hit reset regrets and run it again. Ours will change regardless.
This is true. This is true because you cleaned up the previous nodes, but you just run the subtree.
Like this?
But aren't you supposed to click the one, like, aren't you supposed
You
to
have
have
to go
under the
back
gun
to the-
highlighted? Or is it gonna run it automatically?
So
From there.
whatever node that you click above, it's gonna run all subsequent nodes below. So like, the more you specify the tree, the smaller the subtree is that you're running.
Yeah.
So like, if you were to click like, raise UTG there, you're running still basically the entire tree because you have all of the subsequent actions. But since we've specified it to like the fourth or third player, there's really not too much left. So it's still gonna go pretty quick. As you see, it's already down to 5 CI.
For the node locking to be, for that to have any effect, do you have to run back to a certain point? Like, do you have to run from the node you locked? basically?
Reset, the reset regret, I think, is what does that.
Okay. Even if you're
So it
further
just
down
means
the
when
tree,
you no lock,
then
you changed its answers. The reset regrets means you had regrets. You changed the answer and it's gonna reset them all and run it.
Yeah, it basically just reestablish, it doesn't use the baseline that you established before. It basically just kind of wipes the slate clean and starts over.
right.
So this is like done. You can look at this. This is gonna be like whatever it is.
I don't know about
Alright,
that.
Okay.
that cleaned him up quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere along the tree, stuff got weird. And the
well,
weirdness compounds, and so we have
yeah,
like all these weirdness
exactly. The weirdness
proliferating
does.
down.
Yep. Yeah, the weirdness does compound. Exactly.
So now
Filling
this
it
looks
over
a
is
lot.
not gonna change anything really at this point. Unless you change, the
Yeah, did you
no
switch
lock
something,
again.
Louis? Or,
Yeah, I changed
oh,
something.
you locked him? Did you remove some stuff from him?
No,
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
Okay. Man, I'm in a pot with a mono board and we didn't study mono boards, so I don't know what to do.
That's small.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, I
bet
bet
smaller check.
10th.
Check
bet
half the
smaller
time,
pot.
bet half the time.
Pot.
It was a 3-bet pot, ace 6 deuce. I bet 10th pot, which I think is a
Are
thing.
you the caller?
No, I'm the 3-better.
So the caller has the flush advantage, right? Usually?
Yeah.
You might check more.
Yeah, but it's
Alright,
ace 5
so,
3-bet
so
pot.
this is the response? Is this our response here?
I don't, yeah, this is the response. But it should be
Okay.
this one, right?
Are we in the big blind?
We're
Yeah.
the big blind.
Yeah, so that's this node.
Yeah.
This
that's
is what
alright.
this is what it's deciding to commit versus the previous action. Covering everybody.
Okay,
So like,
We're
you
all
see
the-
suited
it's shifting
middle,
from this to this, right?
yeah, middling suited connectors become very valuable here compared to like your just high cards. Because, kinda what we discussed, like, there's gonna be a lot of situations where they just have a lot of kings, jacks, tens.
And you're always live. You're live
They
against.
turn over king, queen, king, queen, king, queen, and king, queen. And I
And
have
you're loving
7-8 suited.
And you're loving
Yeah.
it, you're loving it.
So
And
remember that
king Kai wins.
all pairs in this
Yeah.
kind of spot are pretty good.
And
Yeah.
even if they fold, if they turn over aces, kings, and queens, you're not in that bad a shape,
Oh
right?
my gosh, he thinks
Even
the
better when you hit a
fence boot.
set. They clean them out.
We were
See, I
there.
told you the guy with 9 had the nuts, man. Jacks.
But if we look at it, we would have lost the two smallest stacks and stacked the other two guys.
Which
Yeah.
is all that
So,
matters.
like,
yeah.
That,
Yeah.
the 8-8 dude punted, right? Is he supposed to be in there with 8-8? Where's the sim?
I think he
Yeah,
was
the
good.
eights were
It was like
eights were
5s
okay.
plus or 4s plus for him.
Pocket
Yeah,
eights.
eights were
Same idea, cause he
Think
covers
so.
the 2 shorties.
Are we still
So look
getting in
at,
there?
The small blind
Cool.
is here, pocket eight, isn't?
Wow, man, they're still wide. Jesus.
All
It's
pairs
making
can
20
in a
bucks.
PKO, all pairs. It's valid for the small blind, it's valid for us, all
I
pairs.
play him occasionally for fun, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
The only punter was the, queen nine, I think. I think
Queen nine
he's
was,
like,
he was hunting way too wide for his spade.
he was
Wider than you.
misbehaving. He
Yeah,
was
That's
misbehaving for
something.
sure.
I think the worst hand he should go here with is like maybe queen ten off. But even then, EP like this, or like, I would fold queen ten.
Yeah.
There's
You
just
had it in
no
your range.
need.
You
Those
had the
ranges
offsuit-
are so strong, yeah.
You had offsuit tens in your range for him.
Alright,
Interesting.
Now we have all the chips. Oh my gosh. Get to go to town. Alright,
think we could check here. What do you guys say?
yeah.
Three bet pot.
Versus EP versus EP. I don't think he has to bet big on this flop necessarily. It kind of missed, cause he doesn't have offsuit ten, like he doesn't have those offsuit cans, so you could bet small, I think.
It disconnected you cuz you were idle. Cuz we spent so much time in HRC.
That's why it's good to try to do some shit ahead of time, but no one has the time for that, right?
I
Leave
did
it
a
right
little for
now.
mine, but it's cuz it was my own one, so I wanted to put some time into it.
Yeah, under the gun doesn't have offsuit tens really, so, and neither do we honestly, so
Check it back.
it's probably a small bet mostly. When it bets.
Where's Frank the Polish tank today?
Polish
Actually likes
tank.
his size when he does
Probably at the
that.
bank.
Oh, you guys know, somebody told me, Coral texted me yesterday. He won a 10K mystery bounty on Poker Stars.
That's what I heard.
Ken mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah,
And this is his first day two ever on Poker Stars in a main. He's so happy.
I bet, man. I would be happy
Yeah.
too. It's huge.
I
And
like
he's out of,
folding
and
here.
he's out of the hole on stars. Finally, he's up.
You guys call
10K
here?
mystery bounty, I'll do that, right?
Yeah, he was stuck, I don't know, something like 5 grand on stars, somewhere around there.
Are you covering? It's probably a call.
Covering, yeah.
Those international
Yeah, dude, you're
ones-
so deep. You're
Yeah,
so
we're
deep. You gotta
deep.
call here.
Okay.
A
This,
hand like this
Boy.
has so much implied odds. Like it does so
Time to lose
well.
more money.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
time to lose
nice.
more money. Let's go.
Oh
Let's
my, so
go.
this is
Time to
how
make
you win
money. Time to make
tournaments, what?
money.
what do you play here? All in?
So,
Sorry, what
no,
was the action?
Definitely not.
Flop, he bets small,
I go like
turn,
60%.
I
turn he
like
bets
that, Ken.
again. Yeah, turn he checks.
you're
28.
targeting two pairs and stuff. So like if you can't go too big.
You wanna have some bluffs here, right?
Yeah, but I was gonna say, but we do go kind of big because he like capped himself by checking this king, so we have more opportunities to get value.
Yeah,
Although
versus this cap
28.
the
raise.
9
28.
changed the texture.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. For sure.
It's
'Cause
like
he can have
60 or
back
80.
X.
Yeah, I would say like half pot is what I would do.
Yeah.
He went
And so like
small.
our
You could go bigger here. Like 60%,
Yeah.
80%.
I don't hate it.
I wonder what size our two
Uh,
pair wanna go.
They probably match the
I guess it's the
value.
same, right? Like king, queen
Yeah.
does that and then like, queen 10 will check some or something.
I might go smaller with two pair, closer to like 20%
Can
or
we look,
less.
Louis? Can you see the river strategy? Like,
I have a
if
feeling
we
they're gonna go
have
about the same, cause the nuts
king
did, well, this
10.
isn't the nuts, so maybe they do go, smaller.
I feel like king 10 can still be 60.
I think it's gonna be a block bet, 30%. And you'll do it sometimes if you somehow have ace jack. Probably does that a little
Under
bit.
the gun strategy, yeah.
Well, you're supposed to
Jack
bet that a
probably
lot.
mixes. No, ace
King
jack is just
10,
jamming.
it is a block bet with king 10.
So what do we match? Do we have any like good value the block bets besides two pair? No.
Right,
Yeah,
how do we
Yeah,
balance
you
these?
have a
Yeah.
mix of Jack 10. You have Jack 10 mixing in there with small bets.
Yeah, Jack 10 has a little, King 10 has a little, 10-9 has a little.
To your credit,
Uh,
Louis, like
King jack.
jacks and jack 10 do jam some. Which jack 10 likes to jam?
So the second nuts block bet a little bit with your two pair and the nuts just gotta mostly put it in, right? Your ace
Yeah.
jack's just jamming, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but we're the hijack in the sand, right?
No, we're UTG.
Okay, we're the caller.
Yeah, we raise call, yeah.
Pretty savage, ace three, ace four, ace five are just shipping it.
Wait, we are on the river?
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
We have them at low weights, but
What was the board again? Oh, wow.
not blocker. And
yeah.
a set blocker, I guess, I don't know, not fours and fives don't block shit, I don't know.
Fun. Lot of EV to be made in 3-bet pots. They're tough. let's fold. If we had the backdoor flush draw, we could check raise there, I think.
Even when they're so short,
Maybe
I
not when they're
see.
so short. I was also gonna add, and he had 8 more blinds, but
So we limp, okay,
why? Just fold. It's a PKO, okay, I
we
guess.
cover,
I don't know. You get yourself in trouble, man. They check back jack 3 and you flop a couple of threes. It's over.
king nine, king nine suited there. They could make a good three bet. Jack off, alright. Bet two, call, oh, check raise. Very ambitious. You guys like that?
I got a new
It's
We're all
Xbox
on
for this
break.
session.
Versus
Remind me this
button, yeah,
time.
versus button is pretty okay. We call on break. Because like he's just less nutted than an early position would be. I think low like low pair with a low kicker with clean two pair outs is a good choice sometimes here. I think it would be better if you had the backdoor flush draw. Maybe you could pull it up and see if like 5-4 of whatever of diamonds does it more, which I think it will. Because you just have a lot of candidates, so you don't need to use a bunch of junky offsuit stuff and never reverse flushes.
Alright. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
So
Cutting my
yeah, you
depths.
see a big difference between 5-4 suited and 5-4 oh.
Alright,
But it's like it's not out of line choice even to do it with 5-4 oh.
yeah, you can do it. Just more of a
Yep.
call. Here. Calls.
let me point something out here. Um,
Go ahead.
don't matter.
Nice.
Sustain.
Okay.
Next hand is already in progress.
Ooh, if he folds, we call, right?
Oh, tough
I
call.
don't think we go to. Nah.
Easy
I
fold.
don't know, man. He could be pretty wide.
Oh.
He ain't hurting us much.
I know, like, often I fold here and they show me the king 9 suited and it's like, ah, I could have
Dude,
played.
this is probably a theory call. Pretty close, to be honest.
We get better
I wonder how many
opportunities.
start stacks it
Opportunities
is.
like that.
Oh, we can see, right?
Two
Can you put it in
booties.
chips? We also don't know how big his bounty is, but. Let's see.
It's a lot. It's a
Oh,
lot.
it's kind of a lot.
This might be in the money. This is quite a bit.
7 starting stacks.
Quite a
I would
bit.
fold, I would fold.
That's easy fold for me.
I think he'll fold, given what we've seen from him.
I would need more than a min bounty to press the call button here.
25 big blinds, okay, not 40.
I would need more than like a $40 bounty, even.
Yeah, like a buy-in maybe. A buy-in might
Yeah.
entice me into being kinda silly there.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Oh, dude, the nuts.
Nice.
He plays call, I like it.
Yeah, I got it. Love it.
Dude, I was
Uh,
gonna say, I don't mind raising a hand like this, cuz it's actually way more vulnerable than you might think if they have an ace in their hand. But if they don't, then you're never getting more money anyway, most likely.
I don't think he's playing check back with an ace, but the problem is like, he's gonna have some pairs, I think, that beat you now.
He's never playing bet fold with an ace either, like.
Do you ever donk turn? Do we
No.
get the donk turn small there? Was this a heads up pot?
Three-way on the flop.
Ah,
I don't
I
think
would
you
just
fold
raise
small.
flop, like, I think it's like pretty. I don't know. Why would
It's
you not
fine.
just wanna get the money in verse ace X?
yeah, I mean, they got heart draws that might stick around. They obviously will.
Well, he doesn't
Overs.
always have ace X and like, when he has ace X, you're gonna get the money regardless. The times he has a bluff and he's trying to represent an ace, you're just gonna box him out of that. So like, I don't know, in the long
But do you
run,
find people tripling off here with
no,
air?
not triple, but they will double sometimes, especially on like a bricky four. Like that four doesn't change the board state at all. So if they have like, I don't know, a jack 10 here, they still might barrel some.
Lucas, how do you think about this spot? Oh, did he leave?
No, I'm here. Let me check it out for a second. Uh, in the
On the
river
flop
or in
here.
what street?
Can we go back to flop?
Well, in the flop, I think both raising and calling is fine. I like calling because it gives him a like whatever high card turn goes in the turn, he has a chance of both representing it. Like if he has, I don't know, queen jack and
Yeah.
a king comes in, he can bluff it off, and also he can actually connect. Will give us like either like a check raise on the turn or just a check check and a big barrel on the river. I like calling and perhaps thinking about check raising the turn. The thing is, it's just two face up. We don't have bluffs. Check calling and check raising the turn.
Yeah, I think we kinda wanna check raise now or just commit to the call line and let him
Yeah, and
bluff.
also he flat called the flop, right? The pre-flop, right?
I think we opened. Oh,
And
you
he
mean the
calls.
cutoff called? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he has also a lot of suited hands, which are not gonna fold to the check raise. They shouldn't bet a lot, but you know, fishes are doing fishy things, so
Yeah,
we can
and if you
punish
make
the
7 to 8 chips, right, he won't fold, yeah.
So
yeah.
we could lead small on the flop too, right? Instead of
I think
checking.
that's also fine. On an ace board.
What do you want to do in the turn then, Ken?
Well, that way we can keep barreling.
Yeah, I
Keep
guess you
barreling
should barrel
small
off
or go big
Half
on
pot
the.
on the turn, probably.
half-ish. I like that.
I like catfish too.
I like all the lines. I'm not saying check call is bad, but we should consider raise.
Sure.
It's actually probably
Yeah.
spot can do anything
Yeah.
as well. If you look at it like in a solver, it'll probably do mix everything probably.
He plays call versus dog. Is that a dog? What's going on here?
That's bet small,
Gun.
multi-way.
Oh, bet small call. I see. Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't hate this.
Okay, do you bet on a 10 turn?
I would play check
No.
personally. It just connects really well with some of his natural
Ye-
continues.
Yeah, I
bets
checked
small.
too, and that opens up them to being free to bluff a lot of rivers, because they'll think like, okay, you know, if the 10's better for them, we didn't bet it. That opens up a lot of bluffs for people, I think.
So
Yeah,
this should
yeah,
be a spot where he should lead, I think, a lot of his range.
he does.
Yeah, we
And
don't
He's
have
a
offsuit
little bit,
10s, so he.
we
they
don't
just-
know, like, when he checks, is he electing to not lead and he's removing that chunk of range? Or does he just not know about like leading, right? We're
possible
kind of in the
one.
dark there. And because of that, I tend to check more. I don't know if they like don't know about leading, should we check more or less?
I
That
still
would,
like
we
it
would
because I
have to
think
like
it
no
opens up
dock it.
more of the game to them. I think that enables people to want to start bluffing more. And
well,
I'm
so
bluff
Danny,
catching.
I think it makes sense, like, okay, if they don't know about donk, so if you lock this node for no donking, it's gonna populate their check range with all the 10x, which means you're gonna experience more check raising with bluffs and value when you bet. So I think it would push you into a call, it would push you into a check node more.
That's what I would think too, but then I remember seeing some GTO Wizard blog where they did something similar. And it surprised me a little bit what the result was.
So-
I'll have to go and look for that.
We bet turn, they call, now they lead there. He folds, and it is like, that's just the nuts most of the time, right? Like,
Uh, yeah.
Good exploit fold, probably a call in theory, but I think it's pretty good. You don't really beat anything anymore. The flush came in, he's got some in there that made full houses and just beat you.
If I check turn, I probably would call the river.
Like, what does he have if not a flush draw? An ace or a 10. He's not doing that with the ace, right? He's not turning an ace into a bluff. So he just has the 10 or the flush draw.
Yeah, he's got 7-8 here sometimes that he floats, which gets there. He's got a 10 that floats. He's got a flush draw that floats. Literally, the 9 of spades, I think, connects everything.
And he
So
has
what do you
no fold
do?
equity with the bounty on his head.
Suppose you check turn and then they lead jam, it'll be a bigger bet, obviously. Now how do you play? Do you still fold or do you call?
I consider the same thing. First of all,
I would
like
probably still
population
fold.
doesn't do overbet jamming, especially on PKOs as bluff as much. They're most value heavy. He has like a gazillion flush combos and also a lot of 10x. So he's just having all his values, but he's not having like a lot of bluffs. It's really an under bluff spot. He like you guys help me pick up a bluff, like 6x turning into a bluff.
That would be one of
Right,
them.
or like,
7x. King of spades for some reason that he has here. Like, it's kinda hard to, like, you
Jack
have to
nine of
start.
diamonds? Well, Jack nine's like probably just go.
gotta
yeah, it
start
has to
reading.
turn a pair, either a 6 or a
Jack
9
eight of
into a bluff
diamonds.
somehow, right?
Queen jack.
So, but my only thing is, I just think that
Queen
they
jack.
are a little bit empowered to being able to find some bluffs. When we check turn and show some weakness, I think that enables some people to be more aggressive.
Plus, we
Sure.
haven't further thinned their range by betting
Right,
turn, right?
right,
He
right,
has
right.
everything he called flop.
Right, good point, yeah. So I left that out, yeah.
Yeah, I think I think you guys make good points. I do think there's like a little bit of a sizing tell. 60 to 75 to 80% range is just like pretty value-y.
It is a jam, Tim.
Ah! Good morning.
Wow, and here we're putting on our calling shoes.
Y'all are playing chess, I'm playing checkers. Yeah, the jam. I don't know. Oh,
I'm pretty sure we should fold turn here.
So here's a little exploit I can work in on this spot. And it's kind of interesting if you want to pull the trigger. So we have third pair here, right? Versus button. Let's just assume we're a little deeper. And there's c-betting range on this board, right? And is that a board they're gonna bet predominantly small? Yeah, it's gonna be probably a small bet board. So suppose there's a board where they're supposed to bet, like have some big bet sizes, but they're just bet range small. You can raise them like with anything. You third pair. And what happens is if they're betting too much of their range, you're printing equity when they fold. It's just printing and you print by what, so like if they call, you could just give up. You don't keep bluffing, whatever you did. And the fact that they have to overfold flop prints enough money to make it a good play.
Okay,
That's for sub range better.
Yeah, it's typically versus like when you're out of position versus like a wide or late position range that's supposed to have a board where they're supposed to have a decent amount of checks and have like a bit of a polarizing size, but they're just auto clicking a small bet. When you raise, their range is so wide, too wide to be able to defend well enough, and so they have to overfold, and that is that fact enough makes money. And then you just give up. If they
Misclick,
don't
right?
fold, you got garbage, you just give the fuck up and you already made money. Even though you put more chips in, they called, you lose the hand, theoretically, you made money.
That was a misclick on pre-flop, right?
I
He was
was,
playing way too many tables.
yeah, that's a huge mess up. All of it, 2 big blinds, 3.4, so we already know he's misclicking. Like he should have just fold, right? Bet pretty big. I don't think that's good. Jamming
I
turn,
would check back now. Oh,
Pretty
he wants all
weak.
the chips.
yeah, you check back here and then you get the,
No, this should, we have the redraw too, like, this should be fine, right?
fine
He's
to
just got all the
go.
better, he's got better jacks. He's got some two pair now.
Okay, hold on. He opened, we called. He
No,
checked.
we
called.
made
You
the
didn't
min,
click.
Oh, we
Oh, we
min click.
the
So
misclick.
we didn't
Huh.
narrow his range much.
Okay. We actually mostly just took out the top end by him not four betting, right?
I guess.
He should have 4-bet 9s, right? He should have jammed it.
Yeah, yeah, he
the
would
click.
jam nines. I mean, I would jam sixes probably. Nah, maybe not every time, but.
Especially if he had like a timing tell, like he snapped it like misclicked.
Better
probably
jack
happened.
X. Better jack X is a problem.
This feels bad because like we should not supposed to three bet this and we did, and that's why another reason why I don't want to just go three streets with this hand. Like it feels bad to me going three streets with this jack.
And this one is
Does have
pumping.
nines. A little weak there with the nines, I think.
So I
Pre-flop.
think once you misclick, you shouldn't bet, like this hand class never wants to bet big, right?
Good call.
I
it
think
doesn't-
you can just bet three on the flop, right?
Or check.
I like check.
Or, yeah, I like
No
small.
top pair.
Like worse jacking range, you see bet small, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate a C bet, but I definitely ain't going big. I'm not tripling off.
If you're not.
I'm going broke, but at least I'll let him have some bluffs rather than call me down with the nuts. He makes a big comeback again, huh?
Played the most absurd sequence of hands.
Check raise.
Aye.
I think you should bet small on this turn.
Yeah. But enough to make it a half pot jab.
Yeah. What do you guys wanna do, by the way? Do you guys wanna continue or we finish on Wednesday?
It's up to you, man. I'm just listening.
Yeah, I
This
have a
price
little
is
bit
a
left.
good
Let's
bet.
finish on Wednesday.
I'm not playing on Mondays. Mondays are my study day.
Alright, so turn, he should be betting. Oh my god. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello, hello? I missed your answer, guys.
No.
I
You're back.
do.
You are in and out,
Yeah.
Louis, but I think you're here now.
Yeah,
So you want an example what I was talking about? You wanna run through one real quick? I can give you a board.
I'm sorry, I missed what you guys said. Are we continuing? We have about 100 more hands to see.
Save them. I think
Wednesday.
everyone's pretty scatterbrained right now. Like, I'm getting minimal out of this at this point.
Okay.
I'm speaking for the crowd. I'm just mainly speaking for myself.
I'm with you, I'm with you.